Good afternoon. Right, one of my subscribers asked me to show sort of making and creating a traveller's notebook size cover, basically. So here we are. My thread has got caught. You're on a weird... I'll put you on the little tripod. Hopefully you're all right up there. So what I've done is I did another piece. If you watched the video where I made my colleague's bag, I did another piece just after that, which I didn't film actually. Well, I did, but the video was a car crash, so I didn't publish it. But anyway, I did a very similar thing again with coloured fabrics, and I used lace to cover the raw edges. So it came out like this. I've actually made a bag out of half of it, like I tend to do actually. So that's the bag. So you can imagine it was one long piece of interfacing, which I just bonded all these different fabrics onto. And then yeah, so before I cut it, I got a piece off which I knew would be big enough for my traveller's notebook cover, which is here. I'll show you the right way around in a minute. And then I just made the bag to whatever side was left over. Right, so that's that explained. Okay, put that away now. So this is, sorry, let me just take all these bits and bobs off. This is what I've got left. Okay, it's an interfaced piece, all right. And it is, there is a standard size, but I don't know, I'll be honest. I think I generally go for about 11 by 22 centimetres, that is. Right, so this one happens to be 23 centimetres wide by 11 centimetres tall. They usually are 11 centimetres. I can't remember what that is in inches, I'm sorry. Oh, I've got my inch ruler right there. Hold on. Let me tell you. This is just a... if I can get me rulers. Right. Oh, wrong end. Right, so I've got about 8 1/4 tall by 9 wide, which I think is what Gail Agostinelli does hers at. I don't know, check her video out. She does tell you at some point. So once you've got your piece of fabric, okay, before you sew it together, you need to decide how or if you are going to decorate the front of your cover. Are you all right upside down? You're kind of seeing it upside down. Maybe I can turn it that way. Let me move some junk. Oh, let me explain. The other reason I chose to do it that size was in Rachel Roxy Creations' latest thing, we did these file folder things, and she did say about making them into signature covers, and that's exactly what I've done here. I've put a little butterfly on the side with a scrap of fabric, which is just fun. So yeah, I put the tab on and finish that one off. That's the back. Right, and it makes a lovely cover for my signature, which is just going to be a journaler's journal. It's no decoration, just a couple of decorative pages and things like that in there. Okay, so because I definitely wanted my cover to fit this, I did kind of use this as a size as well. So I have cut it so that the tab sticks out. Hang on. The tab sticks out the side slightly when the signature will be stitched in. All right. Yeah, it's a bit ad hoc, but that's kind of the way I do it. Anyway, before I was interrupted myself, now I need to get it up the right way. I've got a directional fabric here, the flowers, so I'm just keeping in mind that. And then I've just got a jumble of stuff together. I've got a piece of coffee dyed lace. I've got a bit of a old hanky, basically. So I'm just going to lay that lace on there, the hanky there. Let me just fold this in half. I tend to have to fold it in half so that I know what the front is going to actually look like. So, right, so that's there. So that there. And then that was going to go there. I think it was that way up. And then I've got a Suffolk puff or yo-yo. I'm going to stitch that on there. Need to come over a little bit. And I've got one of my vintage linen buttons here, so that's going to go in the middle and that will hold that on basically. And then I've got a red button, which I can't show you because it won't stay still. It's a red button. I don't know if you can see, it's red anyway. It's got a shank on it, and I'm going to use that as my closure, so that will be stitched there. And then I've got two, I did have two. Where have you gone? Anyway, heart buttons, little hearts in a creamy colour, which I thought I'd put top and bottom if I can find the other one. Where's that gone? Mackerel, you haven't had it, had you? Okay, I'll find the other button. So what you have to remember is, before you stitch your back to your front and basically create your journal, you need to do all your decorative stuff. Okay, so we'll take those off for a minute. The stitching, when I do the stitching, it is just bog standard. Do you need to see that? What I might do is pause you, because I've got you on the little tripod. I can take you over next to the sewing machine. It's a bit dark over that corner for filming, but we'll see what we can do. But I need to find my other little heart. Yeah. So anyway, I'll pause you and find it. So yeah, I'm just going to, well, I'll show you back in a minute. Right, got you at the sewing machine. I think that's as close as I can go, because if I put you on the table, you'll shake with the machine. Okay, so I've got my piece, my bit here. All right, so all I'm going to do is stitch this on. I'm just going to make sure I've got it some semblance of straight. The background lace, I think if I stitch it, it's going to be too heavy. So what I might do, what will I do? Yeah, I think I'm going to see an awful lot of it. I might just get some Fabri-Tac on it, or Beacon 3-in-1 glue. So I'm just going to stitch around here. Sorry if it's a bit noisy, but I think my subscriber wanted to see. So I'm going to do a zigzag. I'm going to take it down to a 3 on the dial, and I'm going to put the space up to 2.5, because it, you know, it's not. This is not a heavy piece of work, it just needs to hold it in place. So, and I've got cream thread. If you've got the up down thing on your sewing machine, you can do this by hand. You do not need a sewing machine. I do it because I've got a sewing machine, simple as. Definitely one that you can slow stitch. Okay, you do not have to use a machine. Right, so that's that stitched on. I say, once you've decided on what your base fabric is, you know, they're fairly quick to do. It depends how elaborate you want to be. If you want to stick loads and loads of decoration on, you know, obviously it's going to be taking time. So that's on now. It's holding on quite nicely. I'm tempted just to get the yeah, I think I'm going to, the Suffolk puff, I'm just going to stitch that on, I think. I'll do the buttons by hand. I don't need to. I still can't find that heart. Let's get another one out. I don't know where it's gone. It'll turn up. I know it will. Right, so with this, I'm just going to sew really slowly, a small zigzag, kept it on the same size. I'm not going to be able to show you because I need to squash it down. So I'm just going to squash it and then turn the work at the same time. Can I get you behind the machine? Hold tight. You might be able to see then. Let me see what you can see. Kind of. Oh, there's a hole in my desk. Yeah, I think I can't actually see the, I think you can see. Right, okay, I'm just going to go for it. Sorry if you can't see and if it's really loud. Slow your machine right down. Take regular stops, leave the needle in, lift and go for it. A little bit faster than that. If you're worried about catching your hands, use a pokey tool or, you know, something so you don't have to get your hands in the way. I just do that. Again, you can hand embroider this on or applique this on. Yeah. Just take your time. And it's soon done. So that's that on. So I'll pause you again and I'll take you back to the other table and then I'll bring you back for the main sewing. Alright, hold tight. Right, we're back over here now. I just got another heart out. I've no idea where the other one's gone. The cat was on here earlier. I don't know if she's been swiping it. She might have done. So I'm just getting the Fabri-Tac. Sorry, it's not Fabri-Tac. Stop calling it that. It's 3-in-1. So I'm just going to 3-in-1 the lace down. Just going to check that we're... Yep, that's fine. Okay. I say you can machine sew it or just catch it with a couple of applique stitches. It is completely up to you, but this glue is really good stuff. It, you know, it doesn't show, so I'm just going to get it in a few places, in the thicker parts basically. And like any journal that you make, it's up to you how much, you know, you put into it really. If you're making it for somebody as a keepsake, you might want to spend hours embroidering it and quilting it and, you know, doing all sorts with it. That is completely up to you. It is personal preference, very much so with that. Right, that should be enough. Just going to hold it down for a second. I don't know if you watched my videos with the on my walk today. It was lovely. We did it so fast. We do that. We do the woody side of the river and the other side, and it's 2.2 miles, and we do that in 40 minutes. So we don't hang about. But we're all on a mission to lose a bit of this COVID belly, because my youngest daughter is hopefully, fingers crossed, getting married next year. So we're all yeah, we're all trying to get a little bit slimmer. We'll see if that works. I'm just trimming a little bit of that lace off. It's a little bit odd there. It doesn't want to come off, of course. Right, so that's what we've got so far. Okay, now it's down to hand sewing now. So my vintage button here, they always have this weird bit of metal in the middle. Don't know why, but they do. So I'm just going to sew that on by hand. Now I've chosen red thread, but I'm just wondering if that is going to be a mistake. Let's have a look and see what that looks like. I will show you, do not worry. I've gone with the red thing, you know, to match the file folder cover. I'm going to make it a, I think it's called a Midori style, where it's elasticated in so that you can remove the innards and just reuse the cover basically. So just going to move my thumb away from that hole because I'm liable to stab myself. Ow, like there. Every time. going to do a couple of stitches just to hold that on. I would do it on the machine, but let's do a little bit of hand stitching. Quite like a bit of hand stitching, as you probably know. Of course, you just sort of dig around until you can find the holes again. I've got double thread there, so I'm giving it a good tug. I want it to be nice and secure. I don't want that dropping off. I'm pushing down the Suffolk puff, not flattening it, just pushing it down so that it's making good contact. And we'll just fasten that one off, and it does look okay with the red, so I'm happy with that. So I thought I would do the same with the little hearts. So there it is there. Okay. So I'm just going to do the same. So I'm going to have one there, one there, and then this shank button in the middle, which is going to be the, I'm going to do an elastic loop, or a loop of elastic I should say, to come over, as it's a Midori style one. I'm sure it's called Midori, to correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. It frequently happens. I don't want to go too close to the edge because with my button, because I do raw edge. I don't. You can do them envelope style, i.e. sew right sides together and then turn it through. But I like the raw edge style. That's just personal preference again. Yeah, if you like it neat and tidy and all the rest of it, then certainly do the right sides together, leave a turning space, stitch it, turn it, and then just close up your gap basically. But I shan't be doing that. I will show you what I'm going to do, but I need to get these little bits and bobs on first, so I'm sorry if this video goes on a little bit. A nice loop there. Where did you come from? Okay. Are you the knot? No idea where that came, how that came to be. Okay, well, that's fine. We'll use you as a tie-off point then. Yeah, I mean, you know, you can put anything on the front. You can stitch on a cardboard piece if you've got a lovely image out of a book, or it doesn't have to be a fabric decoration. It can be whatever you want, really. It's this is why I think junk journals are lovely, because you know, my favourite phrase, you do you. And that's exactly what you end up doing. You find a style in the end, and you know what you like, and you just keep on developing it. So I've not been doing this very long. Is it 2 years? I can't remember. And it took a long while for me to even think that I was good enough to sell the stuff. So yeah, I can't remember when I opened up the Devon Junk Journaler spot, eBay shop rather. So, but that was where I first started just started selling on Etsy. I'm tempted to take some to the craft fair. Hopefully it is on in August, but I don't know if people will get them. If they're not junk journalers, you know, it's, yeah, I don't know. It's one of those awkward shouts, you know, do you take it and start introducing people to it? But my main thing that I sell at craft fairs is my soaps, you see, and the bags that I make to go, like little wash bags alongside. So whether it would be too much of a mix up of crafts, I don't know. To be careful at craft fairs. You can make your table look too much, and it actually puts people off. I have learnt this after many years of craft shows. I used to have a table with all sorts on it, and it was just too much. People just didn't know where to look. So it is the old phrase, less is more. And that definitely is true when you're doing a craft table. So, right, we'll just sew this on. I'm hoping I'm keeping this far enough away from the edge that my foot on my sewing machine is going to go around. Right, so with the shank one, I'm going to come in here first. These are just buttons out of my stash. I've got, well, I've shown you my big old thing of buttons in when I showed my craft room. So it's just built up over the years. I did get a lot off my nan, and she passed away. My mum took them, and mum wasn't really a crafter. She used to knit, but that was it really. But yeah, so she passed them on to me because she knew, maybe she knew that I would use them. So, but she certainly would never have done. So she wasn't much of a crafter, my mum. I think she thought it was a bit messy. She never understood when I had the shop. She's like, why did you open a craft shop? Because I love crafting, Mum, and I wanted to run a shop. I wanted my own shop. I wanted my own business. And if it hadn't been for the recession in, when was it, 2009, 2010, I'd still have my shop. I loved it. I absolutely adored having my craft shop and doing, you know, lessons, and yeah, loved it. But sadly, it hit the southwest, well, especially where I had the shop. It hit that town really hard, and people were just not spending money. And that was all in the days before, really before YouTube was known to anyone. So, so I know a lot of people use it to kind of boost their business. Absolutely, don't blame them. Right, so that's all my stitching on. Okay, so that's my shank button for the loop when I do it, and my two little hearts. Let's see if I can get it closer for you. There we are. Two little hearts, the vintage button there, a bit of vintage lace. The other lace in the background stuck now, so that's fine. Yeah, so kind of that's it really. That's all I want to do for decoration. I could put on a nameplate, shall I? I might as well. Right, bear with me. Stay there, don't move. I won't put it on just yet. I think I'll put it up the top there. You decide where you're going to put them. They sometimes look good at the top or in the middle or down the bottom, but I like it up here, I think, just kind of about there. But I'm not going to put that on yet, because what I do with mine now, I think everybody's got their own. You can use cardboard. I need to make a lining for it basically. Now you can use cardboard, you can use whatever you like. I like to use Pelmet Vilene. Right, it's really stiff, as you can see. It's just holding itself up there, but really stitchable. And that's it. I love it. I think it's a really substantial background or lining for a journal. It wants to go that way, so I'm actually going to lay my fabric in that way. I haven't cut it to size yet. Now I tend to cut it about 1 centimetre smaller than my actual journal. So what I do, I don't know if you can see this, when I'm cutting, I lay over, I come over with the journal cover, so that I know when I cut this square, because it's over at the top as well. Right, so I hang that over, so I give myself about 1 centimetre all round. It's gone over a bit too far actually. Yeah, centimetre-ish, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's just, you know, it's all guesswork for me. And then, oh, what have I done with? Sorry. I tied it up. Oh, ridiculous, I know. I'll just get a pencil. Give yourself a line, because I'm just going to cut it. I normally get the rotary cutter on it, but I just wanted to show Again, do this with cardboard. Cereal boxes are great for this. They're not too thick. The board backs off the back of your scrapbook albums or paper pads or whatever, they can be a bit thick actually. If you're doing a really, really stiff journal, I suppose we'd call it, then obviously they're perfect. But I'm not. I don't want this one to be stiff. I want it to be fairly flexible. It's going to have eyelets in the spine, and I mustn't forget to put on the elastic closure before I stitch it together, basically. Come on, it's not that thick actually. It's pretty good stuff to work with. Okay, so you can see it's naturally wanting to bow, so I'm going to actually lay my like that. Okay, so that when I make it into a cover, it's going to have that nice roundy effect to it. It will crease, and I will crease it, but let's just get it on here. Oh, actually, it's too big. Why are you too big? Did I miss a bit? No, it's not. No, it's just me. It's where it was curling. Now then, where's my spray? Sorry, I've got some 505 spray, which is brilliant. Oh, what do I do with it? Okay, that's odd. I was here earlier. Right, sorry, pause you again. Let me find my spray. Back in a tick. It was in front of my face, that's why I couldn't see it. So this stuff, a lot of quilters will know this. It's the 505, brilliant stuff. I just want to, I think I'll spray the cover. So you just need a little bit, okay? You don't need loads. Oh, and actually aim it at you. At your bit of work, not your desk. Right, that's not a lot. Okay. That's that button messing this up. It's kicking it up at the front there. Okay, just kind of get it lined up. It's that button, it's being a pain. It's kind of in the way. Get it on, spread it out. Arrange your fabric. Like I say, I don't put an awful lot on, so you don't really use the 3-in-1 if you haven't got the spray, or any spray glue really, as long as it doesn't mark fabric. That is specifically designed for fabric, the 505. I'll leave it just there and you can see it then while I pull this about and make it behave itself. Right, so that's it technically stuck onto there, so that's great. So when we come to sew, it'll be, hopefully, a bit of a doddle. Now inside, I went through my scrapbooks and I've got a piece of sort of vintagey inspired, it's quite a loose weave. I don't know if you can see it, it's quite open, you can see that. But because inside is white, that's fine. Now, if you want to do pockets and things on the inside of your cover, do them now before you stitch everything together, okay? So just lay down, you might want to do a big pocket of lace or something. Like I said, this is going to be quite an unembellished journal, so I'm not going to go mad. It's yeah, so another quick squirt of spray. I'll just do it down there and it's out of the way then. Make sure your lining's up the right way for your journal cover. Just line that up there. Should have ironed that bottom bit first, but it's okay, it's down. And then just give it a smooth on the inside. Use PVA if you haven't got any fabric glues. It's usually okay. I don't know what it's like on fabric, I'll be honest with you, but okay, rookie mistake. Let me just peel that back. I want to put on my thingy, and what I like to do is put it through this the pelmet violin, because that just holds it nicely then. I was going to say I need to centre it, but I don't really. Right, so leave that there. Let me just grab my bradawl. Not organised today, what's usual. Right, these are great. Just get one. Even if you don't think you'll use it, you will. So I'm just going to poke a hole there. Just get my lining out of the way. I don't like to see the brads, so that's why I'm just going to fold that back there. A bit of foam. I haven't got a bit of foam handy. I'm just going to lift it up, push it through. I've made the initial hole, it just needs to go through a bit more, hopefully without stabbing myself. Right, just put a brad in. Brads are those things like little split pins basically. Okay, I need to make those holes bigger. Move that out of the way. Why? I haven't got the camera rolling. This is a piece of easiness. Again, make sure that you don't put it so close to the edge that your machine foot is likely, or your machine needle is likely to catch it. That's plenty well away. I go right to the edge when I'm I will stitch right here. Right, so we can put the lining back up there now. Just give that a little quick spray. Okay. Right, so essentially it's finished. Well, say finished, it's not, is it? But you know what I mean. It's ready to be stitched. So I've got to pause you, take you back to the sewing machine. Back in a sec. Okay, back at the sewing machine. Got my cream thread, it's all ready to go. I've still got it on zigzag. I left the machine on whilst we went and did the other bit. I'll increase the size to about I think 4.5. The spacing's on 2.5. Let's have a look at it and see what it looks like. So everything's laid down flat. Make sure your lining is not kinked up in the corner or something. That's kind of why I use that spray, I'll be honest with you. I tend to start at the bottom. So if it's going to go wrong, you can, you know. And then when let me just show you, let me just get you in a little bit closer. When I do the edge, I kind of I'm hoping that the zigzag will come off the edge, and that kind of makes a bind on the edge for it. I'll show you up close when I've done it. Let me just pop you back carefully. Right, stay still. Don't move. Speed it up a bit here. Sorry, that's going to be noisy. Making sure that bit of lace lays flat when I stitch it. Be the tricky bit because I have got my big walking foot on, but I do like that. But hopefully it's going to scoot past all the buttons and things. Let's see. Yeah, I've left them far enough away. Hold on. Oh, you didn't remind me, did you? I didn't put the elastic in. Right, okay. See, that's talking and not thinking. Right, so I've done one whole circuit. I'm just going to get a bit of elastic. It should have gone in here, dead opposite where the button is. If you can see the button there, should have gone on this side. So I might be able to do is sneak it in there. If not, I'll have to just cut those few stitches. I'll be back. Stay there. Oh, sorry, troubled you. It's quite bright, the red. I might just go white, you know. Oh, that's not white, that's purple. Don't come on here, cats, please. No, go away. Please, darling, go back. Good girl. Go back. Go back, because you're such a klutz. You'll knock the camera flying. I know what you're like. So I'm just looking for a suitable... I think I might go white. I haven't got any creamy colour. If you have a specific colour and you... Sorry, if you want a specific colour, rather, and you've only got white elastic... Mackerel, please, darling. No, go back. Sorry, just a fight with a cat here. If you've got alcohol markers like these, okay, drag your... Go back. Mackerel. You might fall down in a minute. Get your alcohol marker and just drag it over your elastic. Go back. Mackie, no, darling. Oh, God. No. Oh. You might fall in a minute. Where are you going? She's right behind you. You're coming here, are you? Fabulous. That's a really good idea. And you're going to catch the thread on your tail. No. Oh, God. You might want to shut your craft room door when your cat's around. Right. Stay there. You can stay there. That's fine. Oh, it's coming back. Right, I'm just trying to judge how far. It's quite stretchy, so... Are you coming back now, aren't you? Oh, God. She drags her tail through the cotton. Ooh. Mackie, come on, sweetheart. Yeah, you can't be here, babe. Come on. No. Stop. Now she's fascinated with the camera. No. What are you actually trying to achieve? Look, I'm busy. There's a paw. Get off. Do you ever just feel like giving up some days? Right, because I'm a Wally and I forgot, I'm just going to snip those two. God, there's a cat reversing. Mackerel, come on. Mackie. Get down, sweetheart. Come on, get down. Get down. It's a good girl. Lord, save us. Right, I'm just trying to lift it up and poke it in there. Now do this before you actually start stitching your front and back together. And you won't have this hassle, like, you know, with fighting cats and everything. Oh my God, she's coming back. Hold on. Just hold the camera. Right, we might be off. God. If you live with a cat, I think you're feeling my pain right now, aren't you? She's off. Good. Trouble is, if you pick her up, she gets the right hump, and she can be quite nasty actually. So she's down. she'll walk behind the machine, you see, and I've got the threads on a tall stand thing. And of course she walks through with her tail up, so the tail wraps around all the thread, pulls it out of the machine. Oh God help us. Anyway, as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by the cat invasion, yeah, if you want a specific colour and you have a alcohol marker, just drag it across your elastic. I'm hoping I've got that kind of level. Looks about right. I don't want to go too small. Right, so I'm just going to whiz round now, do a second one. I'm going to really backwards and forwards here, just so that doesn't move anywhere. It's right inside. Yeah, that's fine. Right, okay. Bit noisy, so sorry. Just going to shorten the stitch a bit, I think. Pause you. Right, we had a bit of a disaster there. Sorry, the sewing machine decided to eat the elastic. So I've just had to unwrap it all from under the machine. But we're all right. It's fine. Right, just going back round again. Just slightly narrower zigzag stitch. Last one. Right. I'll see how that white elastic looks. If not, I can always colour it with the pens, as I'd said to you. So there we are. After the cat invasion and the machine eating the elastic, it is done. I don't think that elastic's going to go anywhere. No, it's well and truly in there. Right, stress over. God. I'm going to take you back to the table. Back in a bit. Right, back at the table. Are you feeling as stressed as me? Let me angle you down a bit and you can see what I'm up to. Right, okay. I am going to colour that elastic. It does kind of stick out a bit like a sore thumb. I've just gone through my inks, my alcohol inks, and I'm going to use this one. It's kind of a creamy colour. I think that'll look less in your face. So all I do is lay the elastic on there. I get the wide tip. I just gently go over the elastic. And flip it over. It does usually soak through enough, which it has actually. Just need to touch a few bits there. Make sure it's all the way round. Yep. Dries really quick. So there we are. That's the cover done. All right. And what see what I mean about the when you actually fold that, it makes a really nice roundness to it. I don't want to touch that just yet. But that is a lot less in your face than the white. Okay. You can do that with any colour on that elastic. Right, so I need to now find my middle so that I can put in my eyelets, because I'm going to do the Midori style. Is it Midori? I could be lying to you. That might not even be the right word. So you do need a. Do you need a crocodile? I think you do. It makes life a lot easier if you've got one. Just going to pinch the spine just to find my middles. Just put a dot there and there. I just want to check the length of my insert. Just make sure I've got enough room. Just put it inside for a minute. Right, so because I made it slightly longer, the cover, let's see if I can show you this. I'm going to have plenty of room to put my eyelets in. If I'd have made it to the exact size of the insert, I wouldn't have space. Sorry about the dog. It's a bossy little Jack Russell, of course. Sorry. Right, okay, so I'm happy where I've marked those spots. So I put mark just there and one up there. Okay, so I'm just going to punch the holes. Sorry, noisy neighbours. I've got some little, they're not the normal size eyelets. I think they're 3/16 of an inch eyelets. So I'm just going to use those because I'm only using quite a narrow elastic. If you're using a really thick elastic, you'll need to put the bigger ones in. But I've got some narrower stuff, so I hope you can hear me. Sorry, I don't want to shout too loudly. There's enough noise going on outside. So I made my holes. You can just see them there. Okay. Now somewhere here, I've got 2 red eyelets. I thought red would look good. So you see they're the really diddy ones. Okay. But that'll be fine because I say it's not a terribly thick elastic. Changed my crocodile to the skinny point like you need for the little ones. So I'm just going to squish those in. We're nearly there, guys. Sorry, it's going on a bit. Just gently squeeze. Don't over squeeze because you mash them. You absolutely mash them to pieces. So it's just a gentle squeeze. Okay, so the eyelets are in. I say that's why there's a crocodile. I mean, they're brilliant. I really can't say they're not because they are. Okay, so they're in. So we just need our elastic. We're nearly done. You can sew that in. Would I put that through? Yeah, I put that through my machine. How many pages have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We've got 14 pages. My machine will go through that, no problem at all. Make sure you've got a really tough needle on there. But yeah, my machine would fly through that. But we are not doing that. We are doing... Now then, do I use red? All sorts of colours. Let's give the red a go. I think it might look alright. We'll put it through and we'll have a look, and if we don't like it, we'll get another bit of white off and we'll colour it with the pen again. Where'd I put it? It was that one, I think. No, it was that one, cream one. Right, let's just try this, see what it looks like. So I need to thread through there. It's a bit in your face, isn't it? Yeah, I think I will. I think I'll do white and colour it in cream. Right, sorry guys. Slightly thicker one there. Will you go through? Yeah. Got a slightly thicker one here. It comes in all thicknesses. The elastic. It comes 1, 2, 3 mil. I think this is a. I think this is a 2 mil. You can just see the differences in the thicknesses there. So yeah, just watch what you're buying. I think that's the 1mm, which is really thin, and this is the slightly thicker 2mm, I think. I don't know, I'm sorry. It could be, it might not. I might be lying to you again. Right, just to get my length, I'm just going to wrap that through there. You want to give it a little tug, and then leave enough for a knot. So let's cut it there. When you first do that, you might mess that up, but you know, just persevere. So you just need to get it in, pull it a little bit tight, and see how you go. Right, let's do that colouring again. Thick end. Ooh, that wasn't the colour. Cool. Sorry, my neighbours are sometimes very noisy. I do apologise. I'll put that other colour inside. You can either drag the pen over it or just drag it through the pen. Right, I think we're all coloured. Yep, cool. I think it dries really quickly as well, so just give it a little helping hand there. So what I like to do is, sorry, I'm not even doing that in screen, come down from the outside and then again from the outside. Okay, tie your knot. Oh, come back. Well, actually, how did I do it? There is a way, hold on. No, actually that would be okay. There is a way of doing it that you... Oh, that's when you're doing two, sorry. Yeah, I'm just thinking on the hoof there. When you're doing two, there is a way of tying it so that you don't get a ton of knots and stuff everywhere, but we're not, we're just doing one signature. So that's fine. Really, really tight knot. Yes, it looks very bendy, but it'll be fine. It'll flatten itself out, like so. Okay. Choose where you want your knot, at the top or the bottom. You're not going to be able to get away with it. If it really worries you, you could make a little square of fabric or something and just stick it on there. It's, you know, you could make a bigger piece and put a bow on there if you wanted to, I suppose. But I don't know. Or a charm or something like that. But so there we are. It's in, it's on, and it does up. What do you reckon? Cool, isn't it? And you get that nice, with that pelmet violin, you get that nice roundness. I think you get that anyway, so I don't think it's just specific to pelmet violin. You can get it with card, obviously. So yeah, nice and simple. I mean, it's slower because I'm showing you what I'm doing every step of the way. But yeah, and basically then of course you can just take that in and out and yeah, replace your paper inside. Just keep your cover. Alright, I can't remember who it was that asked me, and I don't like to say names because I think I know who it was, but I don't like to say names just in case you don't want your name on YouTube, so that's fine. But I'm hoping that's what you wanted. Just let me know. If it wasn't, just describe more what you wanted, and so we'll take it from there. So yeah, so basically out of one big piece of fabric that I just made together with scraps, I've got a lovely bag and a lovely journal, which I suppose ought to be sold together. Make a cracking kit, wouldn't they? But I probably won't. Anyway, that's it. I don't know why I'm holding it up. I'm gonna let you go. See you on the next one. Bye.